Okay, I switched networks. Hopefully this will cooperate. All right, I switched my network. I'm on my. I have two networks at my house. I switched networks. Hopefully this will cooperate enough just for us to get through this stream. Since I already started a stream, I'd like to finish it. But I don't know how bad it was dropping out when I was trying to show this, so I will restart explaining what this is and how it works. Since my screen is now over here, it's no longer in front of me, so I'm not watching it while I'm doing streams anymore. Yeah, I'm back. I just switched networks, and hopefully that will cooperate a little bit better. So yeah, I'll re-explain this just a second. I'm gonna drink some more coffee. Yeah, hopefully this network will cooperate more. I think my kids are hogging too much bandwidth on my other network. So yeah, so what this is it really just passes through power to a OBD2 port, so that way you can hook up your scan tool to test your instrument clusters, and passes through power to your instrument cluster and has a universal connector here, so that way you don't have to make your own connectors. You just buy them from Amarillo cluster repair. So yeah, he crimps these all himself. These are really really nicely made connectors here. And yes, you don't have to know them. You just have them labeled and just stick them in there. You're no longer having to look to see what the pinout is and run wires and manually do this stuff. You get it all already done from them. So that's kind of the advantage of this setup here. So, yeah, I just wanted to cover that since in the last stream that crashed, it was asked. Just to get you an idea. But yeah, there's feature creep of this guy, but it's been eliminated on the new version. So this is the old version that's getting given away, like I mentioned in the other stream. And it should be, I believe I said September 7th was when I was going to announce it. I'll have to double check what I said, though. I can't remember. I think what I'm going to do is I'll do it a live stream for the giveaway and have somebody call in and just pick a random number, and that random number will correspond to who wins. So definitely give some incentive to call next time. This one is just basically a test stream to see if this works, and I definitely lost one of the screws. I'll have to find that later. Don't need to do that for the live stream. Oh, we got our first caller. Let's take it. All right. Let's see. Hopefully people can hear you. Got the first caller in. So, doing good. Can you hear yourself on the live stream? Because I can't hear the live stream from here. Let's see. This is a 2005. You can tell by the voltage regulator here, and it's having the VFD. But yeah, very similar instrument cluster. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, sir. Do you still have your old one? So easiest fix for that is, so this one is a 2005, so the EEPROM sitting here, but on a 2004, the EEPROM is sitting right here. If you have a hot air station, if you're capable of soldering with one, you can just pull this chip off and put it on the other one, just swap them around, and that will swap your mileage for you. So that would take care of that. Yeah. So this one's a 2005. So what I'm pointing at on here, what you need to do is just look for U15. U15 is the EEPROM. So it's labeled. So this one's U16 sitting right here, but since you said yours was a 2004, U15 will be sitting right here if it's a 2004. But just make sure it says U15 and just swap U15 between the two of them. And that'll move your mileage over for you. And then the other way to do it is if you were to wire up, you could use a tool that one of the viewers has channel made. It's called not PC, IPC Hammer, and you can plug into it and program it with that. Yeah, I take mail-ins. My email address, if you want to contact me about mailing it in, is it's on the About section of the channel. You just have to be on a PC to view it. So if you're on like a cell phone, it doesn't show up. But yeah, if you go to the About section of the channel, and then there'll be a little link that says Contact for Commercial. You just click that. If that link's not showing up for you, you can also my Facebook thing's on there too. You can just click that and message me on Facebook. So. That way you're not doxing all of your personal information on a live stream. All right, sounds good. Yeah, no problem. It looks like they can't hear us. Let me try adjusting. Can I keep you on stream for just a second? And let's see. Yeah. Oh, I have desktop audio disabled, it looks like. Oh, they couldn't hear anything. uh, Desktop audio. How do I turn it back on? I'm sorry. All right. I think I need to add a audio input. Add audio capture. No, because that's PC. Why is this disabled? Properties. Yeah. Oh, you can get off because I figured out the problem, so I don't have to hold you up on here. I figured out the problem. Now I just gotta. Yeah. Oh yeah, no problem. Uh, yeah, thank you. Bye. All right. Nobody else call in until I say I got this fixed, because God, I'm an idiot when it comes to OBS. I don't do a lot of live streaming. I used to, but I haven't been doing it for a while. So let's see, desktop audio. Why is it disabled? Because I can see clearly. Oh no, it's not disabled. Why is it not piping in then? Okay, so desktop audio is not disabled. I might have to look into this. This may not work the way I thought it would work. If somebody knows this, if anyone else is familiar with doing live streams and knows the answer, please comment. But audio input capture, default microphone. Oh, there we go. We need Realtek audio. Okay, I think that'll take care of it. All right, so now I need to mute this one. Audio, yep, audio capture 3. I'm just going to do the ring test and just verify that it's showing up. Yeah, cool. So now that'll work. Now we'll be able to hear the phone calls in the next one. I'm glad I did this test live stream, because that's the point of this one, was to do a test live stream for the next video, the next live stream that I do, which will be the announcement of the winner of this. So this one was just a precursor test, and you guys get to be a part of it. So yeah, I can take in more callers now, and everyone will be able to hear you. So don't put out your address or anything for mailing in a cluster in the phone call. All right, so let me test this one. I'm not sure that I grabbed the right parts board for this stream, though. I have a bunch of these laying around. Oh, I see the right one. It is over here. Yeah. This is the one that I was supposed to grab. See, I prepared very well for this by taking a test for my college class, getting really tired, taking a nap, and then doing this. So I didn't prepare at all. All right, I just was like, I need to do this. I need to do a test live stream on how, on the phone call system. All right, so this one is an 0607 Classic. think alls what was wrong with this, if I remember correctly, is stepper motors. But let's see real quick. Put these back on. There was either that or there was nothing wrong with it and they just wanted to buy one. Oh no, that motor's bad. That felt... It probably will work because I moved it, but that one was definitely a bad motor. All right. And run the power cable. And the camera is slowly drifting out of where it was supposed to be. There we go. There we go. And power supply, let's see, memory, 14. All right, we're plugged in. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, we got some bad stepper motors and some dead bulbs. So yeah, this one's going to be just a basic repair. Thing's been sitting around in the office probably for 2 or 3 months. I've been so busy with the railway repairs that unless I absolutely have to do it, I haven't been doing any of the other stuff. Well, I've been doing some mechanic repairs too. I do them for the local shops around here. But yeah, that's about it. Like everything for other businesses is what I've been doing. My own business has kind of been like just doing other work for other businesses now. Not a whole lot of direct customers anymore, which I like that. I like not having to deal with the direct customers as much. It's nice. I liked that manufacturer authorized repair I was doing for a little while. I did like doing that. And I know a lot of people would be like, you know, you're so involved in right to repair, why would you take on like a manufacturer authorized repair? Well, that repair was not like a monopoly repair. What it was the manufacturer had a design error, a design defect in it, and they were correcting it before selling it to the customer. So I wasn't doing RMA repairs or anything like that. They were pre-sales repairs that I do. I probably would not be very interested in taking on like an RMA repair kind of deal or contract like that where I'm doing like returns and stuff like that. Probably wouldn't be interested in doing that because I believe in third party and independent repair on that. Not saying there's a problem with manufacturer repairs, because if your stuff's covered under warranty, you know, go get it done under warranty. It's free. But they bleed their technicians dry on a lot of that work, so I'm not interested in taking it on. So if anyone wants to call in and talk about your perspective on right to repair, that's kind of what I figured I would keep the subject matter of this video for the phone calls. But we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. The phone line is open and you can call in and I will do my best to answer it. It is a Google Voice line also, so sometimes certain phones don't like to call them. T-Mobile, I tried to call a Google Voice line one time and my T-Mobile carrier wouldn't even connect me. So let's see. Waiting on the desoldering gun to heat up, which has pushed me to search for a new desoldering gun. This is the ANSD ZD 915. They're about $105, $110, at least back when I bought mine. You could, if you ordered it from China, they were like $90, and if you ordered it from like Amazon, it was like 110 when I bought mine. And I've had it for 2, maybe 3 years now, and the heating element's starting to go out for the second time. I got about a year's life out of the first one, and then the second one's lasted me a little bit longer than the first one did. It's not failing to heat up, but it's starting to rust on the inside and get clogged really easily. So it's starting to fail on me again. I've got my money's worth out of it. I highly recommend this thing as a entry level, like getting your business started, because it's super cheap compared to some of the other solutions for desoldering. I don't like those big, like the big Hakko the all-in-one units where everything's right there. I think they're a little heavy and unwieldy. I highly recommend something like this as your entry level getting started. But my replacement that I'm looking at for this is anywhere between spending $400 and like $1,200 for the ones that I'm looking at. So yeah, I always recommend getting what you can afford to get started, and then once you've outgrown the use of what you could afford, to then grow into the more expensive stuff. So like, don't, for your very first soldering station, don't go out and buy a JBC. Don't go out and buy a brand new Hakko. You know, that's that's not what you want for it. Oh, we got another caller, it looks like. Although it's just ringing on my phone and not the computer. Oh, no, I actually have a call on my phone. I'm not answering it right now. Never mind. All right, so this is heated up. Yeah, this thing's now clogging on me quite a bit. And so it is time for me to replace it. The heating elements are pretty cheap. They're only like 30 bucks for a new heating element. So I'm probably going to fix it and keep it as a spare. I actually want to set up a second bench in my office, so that way I can have other people come in and learn how to do some of this stuff, teach some people, and maybe do some videos of teaching people how to solder. That way I can, you know, it's hard to always teach stuff on the YouTube channel because you don't get feedback. You don't get that, oh, hey, I don't understand this concept, like right then and there from the person. So it'd be good to have, you know, random people come in and learn stuff, so that way they can ask questions that, you know, I may not think about the question that they have. And it'll help teach other people on YouTube. So that's kind of my mindset of doing that, is setting up that bench to be able to let other people come in and learn. So I'll probably replace the heating element in this thing and keep it around, but I'm getting to the point where I just need a higher end desoldering station for my workbench, especially with the thermal mass that some of the railway cards I work on have. They just, it's a lot. So, all right, so that is done. All right, let me turn around and look at these comments, because I see some people have messaged, see what they are asking. All right, so Juan, I have a cluster issue 2006 Aurora, high beam stays on, cluster will not turn off. All right, so so for Juan's question about high beam lights staying on, clusters not turning off all the time, let's see if we have any of it on here. This one doesn't have any to show, but you'll see like little black specks coming out of the vias. Let me see here. So you'll see like a common one's like right here, you'll get a big old black speck coming out of this via. It's just corrosion, or silver migration is what a lot of people like to call it, but it's really 90% of the time it's just corrosion. And that will cause those kind of issues. So cleaning off the corrosion, however you like to do it. I like to use flux in a soldering iron and just gently kind of go over it. Some people say that just does not work for them at all, and that pencil erasers work for them the best. So I don't know. It's whatever works for you to get that corrosion off, but corrosion is the problem. And sometimes you also have the corrosion on this side of the board and you just can't see it because of the solder mask that they used on here. You just can't see through it. Like the solder mask on here is relatively transparent, you can see easily, but that black and that white is not transparent at all. So sometimes you just can't see the corrosion on this side. But yeah, corrosion is going to be your problem. All right, so next question. I've never worked on that cluster, so yeah, that 2013 Cadillac SRX, I'm just not familiar with it, so don't have any answers there. All right, so what I'm going to do with this is just replace the stepper motors and put back on original style bulbs, because this is just going to go in my collection of extra clusters. I don't sell clusters normally. I keep them around. I only keep a couple on hand at a time. And I just keep around for those people that come in and are like, hey, I found one of those random guys on eBay that said they'd fix my instrument cluster for $45. I sent it in and I never got anything back. So I keep them for those guys. Those guys that their cluster got stolen, or they got it back and it was completely dead and the board was just so ruined it wasn't worth fixing. All right, we got another caller. Let's take this call.
Call from
Tristan.
to accept, press 1. To send
Hello, Kristen. You're on the live stream.
Hey,
How's it going?
you're not too bad. How about yourself?
Doing good.
So I was calling in to talk a little bit about the IPC hammer.
Okay.
So I've tested it with the. I got one of those boxes from Amarillo,
Yes.
and I'm wondering if you know if there's any way to program the hours on the cluster.
That somebody has asked that before. It is not set in IPC Hammer yet. That may come as a future feature. However, Mike B, he does almost all the programming on it. I've done none of it. Basically, what IPC Hammer is Mike took PCM Hammer, which is a tool for programming PCMs, and converted it to work with these instrument clusters. But he's doing it as a hobby kind of thing, and he works a lot. So he said, don't hold your breath, but he is going to start working on some new features in the winter because he's just so busy with the summer months with his day job. So, but yes, he is looking to add some features. I don't know if hours is on his table of things that he wants to do right now. So that is one thing. I am looking into getting into helping him with it, but I have just so much stuff on my table too that I just have not had a chance. I'm not nearly as good of a programmer as him, but I can do a little bit. So I'm trying. Somebody emailed me a bunch of the data streams from a bunch of different clusters. So I was planning on at least adding the test feature for a bunch of different clusters with that information. It looked like something I could handle doing and taking off of Mike's plate.
All right. Yeah,
And
I think it's a pretty cool software.
yeah, and if you know anybody that is really skilled at programming, the source code's all there. So you can always just kind of point them like, "Hey, here's a source code, and can you add this thing for me?" Obviously, that particular feature would be hard to get them to add because they would need to know about the data stream of the instrument cluster too. Mike is the only person I know that has that level of knowledge of it. I would have no clue how to add that myself, being completely honest. Nothing I could do to add that.
Yeah.
All
Yeah, I was
right, so
just
that is.
wondering because it's the only thing on my cluster. I bought a Denali cluster for my Silverado,
Mhm.
and I got the mileage. Everything worked perfectly fine. Got the steering wheel controls, but it just bugs me. I like everything to be perfect.
The one thing is if you want to just get it done real quick yourself, you can pull the EEPROM off and put in an EEPROM reader, and it is. Let me pull one up. I can tell you where it is in there. Uh, see,
All right.
I'm trying to find it on my computer just that way I can tell you what lines of the bin you'd be looking at. Are you familiar with that? Have you messed with bins at all?
Yeah, I've messed with it.
Okay. Okay. Um, I'm just not sure where I put. I've rearranged a bunch of stuff on my computer trying to get a little more organized, which always makes things worse.
Yeah.
Now, I just that's a 2002. Just open up the bin and see if I can remember where it's at. I was gonna look in. I have a thing that lists a bunch of the stuff out, but oh, that's the wrong one. That's a dump of the microcontroller. Yeah, you caught me off guard on this one.
My bad.
No, it's fine. All right. I'm sure someone's like screaming in the comment section the answer. If
Let's
if
see.
if I remember correct off the top of my head, it is from uh, uh, 3 Charlie to 3 Echo, if I remember correctly. But let me see if I can find Taco shit. It's really crappy software, but it does list where it's at on there.
Hmm.
Let's see. Do you have Taco Soft?
I do not.
Uh, um, be careful. Like every copy that's out there on the internet has a virus attached to it.
Oh.
But it'll do all the calculations for you on that, and it does them kind of in a ballpark range. It's not very good, but it is one of those kind of like it is floating around on the internet. So I always tell people like, if you're just trying to do this thing once instead of paying a bunch of money for like better software that works better,
Yeah.
it's an option. TacoSoft. There we go. All right, TacoSoft. If you email me, I do have a copy of it. I can just send you.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, yeah. Just email me. My email address is on the about section of the channel. You just have to be on a PC to look at it. But yeah, if you email me, I have the compressed file of this, so I can just send it to you. So that way you can use it to do that.
All right.
But it's just, oh, that's the wrong year model. GM Chevrolet. Let's go. That's not under that one. Suburban. That's the wrong year model too. Silverado. Silverado has hours. There we go. Hours is, oh no, I was wrong. Where's that? That's 05. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 over. Okay, so the actual correct spot for it. No, that can't be correct. That is not. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong bin. Sorry. I opened a 2002 bin. All right, 05, and then it'd be 05, 04, and 05, 05 is the location of it.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yep. So yeah, that's your location for it. And then if you just email me, I can send you a copy of Taco Soft that's been floating around the internet.
All right. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Just
Thanks
figured
for
I'd call
calling in.
watching the
Hey,
live stream.
hey, it helps me test out the live stream feature. Hopefully everybody can hear you this time.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you the first time, but
Yeah, I had it set up wrong. That was my fault.
it happens. It happens.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you get back to it.
All right. Bye. Cool. All right. So back to this. Yeah, Digital Chaos used to host a copy of TacoSoft, and this is the old, obsolete version. It's not the current version that I have. I have a very, very old and obsoleted from like the 90s. It's definitely obsolete tech, so something to not really worry about. Well, it's not the 90s, it's the early 2000s, but still. Yeah, Digital Chaos took down all the copies that they had of it. One reason was because most of the copies they had were viruses, and the second reason is they got tired of all of the amateurs coming in and like giving really bad advice on how to program mileage with TacoSoft. So it made sense for them to take it down. I don't blame them one bit. So I always like to put my bulbs on before the motors because you have more room to work with it. And anybody that has told you that you need to put the little blue seats on has no clue what those little blue seats are for. Those are for the pick and place machine in the factories to put them on there. So yeah, you do not need those at all. these little blue seats is what I'm talking about. You don't need those. They're for the pick and place machine. They're not going to help at all with vibration or anything like that. That's just not what they were meant for. That's not what they do. They're literally just there so that way robots can put this together and not need humans. So yeah, I've seen people advertise like that's like one of their selling points in their ad on their instrument cluster repair services. Like, yeah, we do them correct. We put them in there with the yellow seats or the blue seats or whatever. And it's like, well, half those ones that have the yellow seats, it's like made out of wax and it makes a huge mess on the board. Like, you're just using like really crappy cheap bulbs. Quit using those. All right. Anybody else want to call in and talk about right to repair? Maybe educate me on what your state is doing when it comes to right to repair, because I don't know what's going on in every state. I know what's going on here in Florida. We had 2 bills for agricultural right to repair, and they both died in rules, and the other one died in it was like drafting, I think was where it died. So basically the legislators decided it wasn't worth their time to even try to push it forward. They just let it die off. So that was good on them. They did a great job here in the state of Florida, where our governor looks like I don't know. He just looks like the creepy guy on the beach that's staring at all the young college girls. That's what he looks like. And our governor is the guy that got elected when his opponent was African American, and he said, "Let's not monkey this up." I don't know how you elect somebody that says that on in a debate. Like, come on now. DeSantis is quite the character. I'm not a bleeding liberal, so don't take like me criticizing DeSantis as like I'm some bleeding liberal that, hates everything conservative. That is not the case at all. DeSantis is just quite the character. But what would you expect from the greatest state in the United States? I mean, we're Florida. Florida man. Like, come on. Oh no, I squished a leg. So I order my stepper motors 500 at a time, and I used about 100 of them, and then I accidentally knocked the trays of them off my desk and made a giant mess and had to clean that up recently, and I bent all the legs of them doing that, knocking the trays off. So don't don't knock your trays of stepper motors off your desk, especially when it's 400 of them flying all over the office. I forgot how I did it. I just very distinctly remember them falling in like slow motion trying to catch them, and yeah, failed miserably. It's fun day cleaning up stepper motors. Hey, we got Zach in here. Zach, you gonna call in? You should call in and promote GageWorks. I'm totally fine with that, because cluster repair is not my only business, and I do like what you do. So you are welcome to call in and promote your own business. I don't care. Or you can call in and talk about right to repair in Texas. Tell me what Texas is doing when it comes to right to repair, because I have no clue. Y'all have a crazy governor too. Your governor, he's quite interesting. Yeah, Texas has made quite the headline with their new. I'm not going to get into politics on this. So if anybody calls in trying to talk politics on this, I'm not going to talk about it. But yeah, Texas, man, y'all are going to go give doctors the death penalty over there. That's crazy. That's crazy. I think that's a little bit harsh. I don't care what your views are on on that, on the subsmortions. Yeah, it's death penalty is harsh. Hey, I won't get into politics on that, though. Anybody that calls in on that, I'm just going to hit the hang up button. You go, yeah, I want to talk about abortion laws in Texas. Nope, we're not talking about that. Oh yeah, no problem on doing the custom firmware video on the KSGERs. I really like all of those Chinese T12 stations. Any of them, the Quico, the KSGER, some of the no-name ones as an entry-level soldering station. I think it's hard to beat the value of one of those as a entry-level soldering station for people just getting started out. The best part about those, in my opinion, is the fact that it's using that Hakko T12 tip. So that way, once you outgrow the capabilities of that station, which you aren't very likely to outgrow it as a kind of hobbyist or amateur, but once you do outgrow it, all those tips can transfer over to a high-end unit. You can keep all your tips, especially if you were buying genuine Hakko tips, and those will transfer right over to a better unit. So yeah, that's why I promote them on the channel. KSGERs never paid me to talk about those T12 soldering stations, and I only talk about KSGER ones because that's what I have. The Quico ones are supposed to have better power supplies in them, so I've just never had one before. I don't promote things for the most part. I will not promote something that I have never actually had hands-on. I don't want to shill things to people. I don't want to be a shill. It's just not going to happen. You know, like if I start shilling NordVPN to you guys, call in and cuss me out or something. I don't know. That's not going to happen. All right, I totally forgot to reflow these common problem areas. They're really not that common to be a problem area on this 2006-2007 board. Hit these guys too while I'm on it. And yeah, that'll... Oh, where's the... There it is. All right. Oh, another one. I 3D printed a little... found this on Thingiverse. 3D printed a... little solder roll holder, because people keep judging me. I've gotten multiple comments on why you just have your roll of solder sitting out. I don't know, because I like getting them tangled up. I like making messes. So yeah, I 3D printed one just to see if I actually liked the concept of them at all. And yeah, I like it. It does keep you from tangling them up. So I do recommend a spool holder, I guess is what you call that. It's definitely better than this. I'm gonna print a second one. I only had time to print one, and then been 3D printing Among Us characters for my kids, so because they are huge fans of Among Us. All right. Well, if anyone wants to call in and talk about Right to Repair, I am interested in talking. I really want to hear what's going on in people's home states. So you may have to hit Google real quick and see what's going on in your state. But yeah. Or you can just talk about your business and how it would affect or impact your business to have Right to Repair. Just giving you ideas of things to talk about. And yes, I am totally ripping off the concept of the therapy gecko, where he sits there in his chair and he'll just talk to you about whatever when you call in. Yeah, we can talk about whatever. And yes, I don't have my fume extractor going. I highly recommend a fume extractor. Use your fume extractor. I just realized that I forgot to turn it on. I have headset on so I can hear the phone calls, so I can't really hear in my office very well. And yeah, just realized it was not on. Normally, I know, because it sounds like a vacuum. All right, and yep, that's all of them. So that's really all there is to rebuilding one of these instrument clusters. Things you need to inspect the cluster for that you won't always see is you need to check the back of your instrument clusters for corrosion. That corrosion can cause all sorts of problems, like your high beam indicator staying on all the time. It can cause a battery drain. Another thing that can cause a battery drain is a little diode that's right there can fail. That'll cause a battery drain too. Actually, that's a transistor. Not on these. It won't happen on these. But the 2003 to 2005, like 2003, 2004, that's one instrument cluster. That one will do it, and same with the 2005. There's a little transistor that sits there that'll die. It'll just short on, and it keeps the VFD on all the time. That causes a battery drain. So as I was saying, oh yeah, things to look for. So yeah, look for corrosion. I'm not seeing any corrosion on here. Another thing to look for is just check the connector. It's not a common problem, so I don't always go, oh yeah, just reflow the connector every single time. Like, it's not a common problem. Generally, when it's a bad connector, it's somebody like really jerked the plug when they took it off. They're just like, oh, trying to take it off. And yeah, they crack the solder joints on there. And normally it is the backlight. It's normally like these two that'll get cracked, or the turn signal. It's on one of the ends of it. So those are generally the other things. I almost never replace the turn signal bulbs. It's not a common problem. They're on so little that it just doesn't cause a problem. All right, so let's clean off our flux, because that is the last thing you have. All right, so let me read this. I have a actual JBC station, so yeah, that's, let's see, is that in shot? Let me look. Gotta look at the other one. Yeah, so there you go. So that's what I'm using. I'm not actually using the KSGER with the Hakko, I mean with the JBC handle. I am using it with the Hakko handle on there. So that's that JBC you see. I bought the KSGER really just so I had some. I wanted to buy one and make sure they work good before promoting it on the channel. Before I told people like, yeah, hey, there's this awesome station for people to use. I mean, like, I really trust Jeff, which he is who put me on these. I saw them on his channel and was like, hey, that's pretty cool. And I trust his judgment. So I was pretty confident that it wasn't going to be a problem, which is why I bought one to test it out. And yeah, after testing it out, I was like, yep, these things are awesome. They will work really good for people, and that's why I have one. And I went with it instead of the TS80s because I don't like that the TS80 has its own tips for it. And I mean, yes, you can use T12 tips for it, but they stick out a half mile. That tip to grip is just awful. So that's that. And that's also why I don't own one of the Quicko stations. Although the Quicko is supposed to be a better unit overall, I don't own one of them because the handle is just absolutely terrible that comes with them. And I just wanted to buy something that I could test and make sure it was good to go and up and up. And not to say I don't make money off of them. I have a Amazon Associates link to it, so I make like 5 cents if you buy one. So I am making some money off them if they sell. Just like full disclosure, like, oh, this guy's lying to us saying he's not making money. Yeah, I make like 5 cents if you buy one from my link. And so yeah, I do make money, but it's not enough to be worth shilling. I'm not gonna go out and say, oh yeah, this is a great product they sell, just to make 5 cents. Like, that'd be screwed up. All right. So, well, I guess we should test it before I put it all the way together, right? I know it's going to work, so. But the moment you forget to test it, the moment you quit testing things is when you, like, miss a solder joint on one of the legs, and then now you have a stepper motor that doesn't move, and then you have an unhappy customer, even though this is going on my shelf of back stock on instrument clusters. So, yep, let's just plug that in and plug in. Where's the other end of this thing? There it is. All right. There we go. Yep, everything is working correctly. So, cool. This is a done instrument cluster. I'm not going to zero the needles or anything because almost all of these ones that I have backstock, people ask for something customized on it in the end. So I just shove the needles on them and put them on the shelf. Don't actually bother setting the needles on these ones. And like I said, I don't sell these. They're not actually like, well, I mean, I sell them, but I don't advertise selling them. They're just something I keep on hand for people that send me in clusters that are just not repairable at all, which you get occasionally. You get them where people have just absolutely murdered them with the hot air stations is a big one. People go really overboard with their hot air stations. I got a little bit longer, so I'm gonna grab something random to keep you guys entertained, but I probably won't do too much work on it. Let's see. We got that sitting there. What is going on with this one? Is this a working one? I don't think this one is working. 100. No, this one's not working right now. Could work on this, could see what it's doing. I need to find the other part to it. What frequency is this? 151. This is a transceiver for a PMD2 cabinet. Let's see. This is working. This is the SYD card. All right, sorry. I got the whole cabinet sitting here on the floor. Gotta put this card back in it. And let's see here. This one's a working one. One's working. Was that a fly? That was a fly. That's a giant fly. There we go. Take care of that. Hey, we got bugs in this stuff. All right, let me find a broken one of these that I have all the parts to sitting around, and we can at least test it and see what's going on. I need to set down my headset. All right, so this one is 686 hertz. So I don't have any other ones of those. I know this is the only one of these I have, so I need to get that one working. I like to have one of each frequency for the railway whenever they go, oh crap, we just had one go down, I need it. So I like to have one ready for them. But yeah, this is what I was hinting at earlier about needing a new one of these. This is one of them. This one doesn't have too much thermal mass. Let me grab one of the other ones that has a ton of it. This one's just a nightmare. Let me grab it. All right, these Micro-Lock boards, like, holy cow, do they have a lot of thermal mass. Because, I mean, it's a 3-layer board. It's not, I think this one's 3-layer. Yeah, this one's 3-layer. So it's not a ton of layers, but these are what go bad on here all the time, and they're attached to a heat sink. So they take a lot of heat to get off of here. So that's what this one just doesn't quite get hot enough to do them. I have to use that plus a soldering iron when I'm using it to take care of this board. I'm hoping that the unit that I'm looking at, that's like 125 watts, would really be able to take care of getting enough heat into this board for getting off. This is one of the big things pushing me that, hey, I don't need to just fix my ZD9 915 anymore. I need to actually upgrade to a bigger unit at this point. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. I need better desoldering equipment for those. It's Micro-Lock. Micro-Lock is now owned by GE, I believe. I'd have to look. I have to make sure. I think it's GE that owns them now. So let's put this thing in the cabinet. Sorry, the cabinet's sitting on the floor. Y'all don't get to see it. But I will tell you what it's doing. All right. Hopefully this one's not one that's just no motion detect. Hopefully it's like a dead short on it because those are easier to fix. All right, neutral battery. Yep, 12 volts, power. All right, so we are not a dead short across it. Oh, we are. All right. That looks like that actually might be working. I may have accidentally put that in my pile of broken ones and it's working just fine. It's doing motion. I gotta give it just a little longer to see if the motion detect comes on. Here, let me move the camera so that way you can at least see what I'm talking about. All right. So that cabinet sitting on the floor. Yep, and I can see that top LED that's at the very top. That's the motion detect LED. So this one's working. There's nothing wrong with it. So yeah, don't need to fix that one. It is not broken. It didn't have a red tag on it. So yeah, most of these ones that I get from the railway that don't have red tags on it, they just got mixed in with the broken stuff and they're not broken at all. So yeah, not broken. So that was an easy repair, guys. We just had to plug it in and test it. All right, let me find another one. Let me go find another one. So that one's working. Let me put a sticker on it so I don't forget that it's working. Yeah, this is something important, little tidbit of information there. There's little stickers like that. Put these on things. That way you know the condition of them. Is it working? Is it broken? There you go. I don't put my, if they have this sticker and they don't have my repair label on it, that means I didn't work on it. It was just working, so I don't charge the railway for those. I just give them back to them. Yes, I mean, you all saw how long that took to test. That'd be rude for me to charge them. All right, let me, and they give me a lot of stuff. So, all right, I'll grab another one. All right, this one was last repaired in 1998. Gives you an idea how old they are because that was the last repair on it. Let's check the chips on here and see what the date code is on them. 1986 is a date code. Let's see, 85. So yeah, somewhere in between 85 and 86. Well, it'd have been after 85. It'd been at least 86 when this one was produced. So it's pretty old. Let's see what it's doing. All right. Not a dead short across it. Oh, but we are not getting any. It's not seeing any phase, but it is seeing. Oh, these ones are a nightmare. Let's see. Yeah, these ones are not a fun repair, but we'll take a look at it real quick and see what we see. So what I'm going to test first, since I'm seeing that it doesn't have phase, but it does have voltage, I'm going to test the transformers and just see if the transformers are working. It's kind of where I start with these things is if the transformers are broken and if it's not this transformer, this one I can rewind it pretty easily and fix it. These other ones I cannot. So they generally just get put to the I'm not going to be able to fix this pile. So I like to just start there. It's not the most common problem. It's just the problem that I cannot fix. So I like to eliminate these pretty quickly if they are that. I need to get some new probes here. All right, that one's still good, generally. These old ones, they get corroded and you can't get a connection at all on them. All right. That one's good. All right, let's see. This guy. This guy, generally, if it fails, it's only on this side, on this. All right, so that one's good. And let's see what's next. Because I can see this one's fine. All right, so next thing I'm going to check. Most common problem with these are the capacitors here. They fail, and then it won't. Depending on which one of the two of them fails, it'll act differently. This one's the other two. This one's like completely useless for you guys because how many of you guys are going to go out and fix railway signal boards? the crosswalks. All right, let's go to the 220 mega ohm range. Let's see. All right, that one's working correctly. And which way does this one? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. All right, so not the filter. Yeah, not those. Okay. So this one's going to end up, it's going to end up being the operational amplifiers on here. So I will show you, but I'm not going to be able to diagnose this on live stream. They take a really long time to diagnose this problem out, but do know what it is. It is going to be the op amps on this one. There's a bunch of them. That's why it takes so long. So after this, I think I'm going to end the live stream unless anybody wants to call in and talk real quick before I get off live stream. So yep, this is the last call for callers. If anybody has any questions before I end the live stream. All right. So the problem with this one's going to be one of these operational amps. It's going to be one of them. Sometimes this is another oh, y'all can't see it. The camera has drifted. This is another op amp right here. But generally, when we have either no phase or no voltage reading on one side or the other, it will be one of these op amps has completely just failed. And the way I diagnose the op amps in this unit is I use a oscilloscope octopus and just probe the legs of it. And that's the easiest way to test them, to just kind of get an idea of which one's bad. Then once I find one that is suspect to being bad, I take it out and I have another one of these boards that, yep, here it is right here. I socketed one of the op amps on there, and I'll just put them in that position. And if it's working correctly, then I will assume that it's a good op amp and check the passives around that op amp when it's from. So that's my diagnosis procedure that I use on these. I wanted to talk about this on the channel because I started to work on one on a live stream and I had to go, and that's where I'm at again. Is all right, I started to work on one and I kind of got to go again. It's dinner time now. I've gone past dinner time. My wife is probably sitting there like, come on. So I'm going to get off the live stream. Thank you guys for watching and joining the live stream. Thank you to the people that called in that let me test the call-in feature for it. And that phone number that's listed is only on when I'm doing live streams. So don't call it trying to do a repair. Well, you'll be able to leave a voicemail. So, I mean, if you do want to leave a voicemail for a repair, I will listen to it. But yeah, that number it's a Google Voice number, and it's only going to be on when I'm doing live streams. It's not my business phone number. It's not my personal cell phone number. So don't think I gave you guys all my phone number to call me. It's a Google Voice number. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Thanks for calling in, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. And I should be doing another live stream here soon for the giveaway. So yeah, if you've been waiting for the giveaway on this unit, that will be on another live stream. And this live stream was literally just to test capability of doing that live stream. So yeah, hey, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.